Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. To all for this fourth FDP session. The topic is finding the right research project and publishing reputed journals. Dr. Narendhirakannan, sir, Assistant Professor, Coimbatore, is going to share his K. Shobha ma'am, Head Department of Biochemistry, to invite our chief guest.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening and a warm welcome to everyone. I am Dr. K. Shobha, Head Department of Biochemistry, New Prince Shri Bhavani Arts and Science College. I am privileged and grateful to welcome everyone to this faculty development program in the Reputed journals. I express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed Chairman, Mr. K. Kongunadu, Vice Chairman Mr. L. Nami Prasad, Director Admin Dr. M. Prabhakaran, Director Academic Dr. V. Karunanidhi, Principal Dr. V. Uma Devi, as in not just our development but also in enhancing our creativity and knowledge. I also cordially welcome all the faculty members from New Prince College and other colleges and various universities. I wholeheartedly with a warm welcome to everyone who took out the development program. I am privileged and honored to invite and introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Narendhirakannan, Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, Kongunadu Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, for the faculty development program. He completed post-training public. He has more than 20 years of research and 15 years of teaching experience in the field of medicinal plants, clinical biochemistry of arthritis, and diabetes, cancer biology, etc. He has published 52 research review articles in the peer-reviewed national and international 9.68. He published 2 patents in intellectual property India. His specialization area includes clinical biochemistry, free radical biology, and cancer biology. Also, expertise with the biochemical, animal studies, and molecular candidates, presently guiding 2 PhD scholars, guided 20 MTech and 8 MSc, 37 BTech biotechnology students for their dissertations. He received awards. He received many awards in technology. Government of India, New Delhi. International Outstanding Research Faculty Award at Sri Lanka. Outstanding Faculty Award for the year 2018 at Thailand. Achievers Award and Best Research Award from Coimbatore Hub, Gujarat, India. He has been an organizer of 3 international and 4 national level scientific conferences and 2 workshops funded by DST SERB, DBT India, CS sponsorship from DST, DBT, CSIR and ICMR funding agency in Cornell University to conduct workshops, seminar and national conferences. He has been a resource conference. He delivered 35 invited lectures and shared a scientific session at 9 national and international conferences. He edited and compiled 4 scientific books. He has served as scientific journalist, scientific advisor for KOS Bioinnovations Thailand. He received travel grant from DST SERV International Travel Support Scheme to present a paper in World Congress on Advanced Nano Biorobotics and Energy as Social Organizations. Senior member in Asia Pacific Chemical, Biological and Environmental Engineering Society, Hong Kong. Executive board member of Research Scholar Hub, India. He has visited 19 countries for the academic and visiting purposes. I thank him for spending his valuable time with us for this faculty development program. Now I welcome and hand over the session to our lecturer on finding the right research project and publishing in a reputed journal. Sir, please.
So for inviting me for delivering this lecture, as well as the Institute, New Prince College for providing this opportunity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are.
Last time we got some issues. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. thank you so much for that. And I don't take much time for you because the different speakers having the writing a research article. So I just try to focus on choosing the project, appropriate project. Is my PPT is visible now? I already shared it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, fine. So I'm going for PowerPoint slide. Okay. So now I have changed it in the slideshow mode, so I think it's also visible. So this I can move the slide. Can you see the second slide?
No, sir. Only first slide is. Yeah. Okay.
I think if I should not go for a slideshow mode. Okay. Fine. So in this talk, in this slide, you can see that there are so much of words which is dealing with our thesis, project, creative. That is another major one in our research field, the creative thought. That's why we have included the A3 and also the creative is another one. Usually the creative is used in that research level, like under review, where you can see the scientific task, assignments, multidisciplinary. So that this deals with the data, publishing, hypothesis, and the topic, and also the subject, knowledge, politics, regularly hearing that these type of words. I think everyone is the faculty member, so I no need to explain about what. Anyway, I'll just give a glimpse about it. So that it's a very, for every academician, especially those who are working in higher education, that will help us to growth and development. Someone is raising a question. Is it, Ranjani ma'am?
Raised hand.
Sir, you carry on, sir.
Okay,
I think
okay.
somewhere went wrong.
Fine,
You carry
fine.
on.
No problem. Thank you. So the research needed for us for our growth and development in the academic field, because we are having a competitive world. So everyone must do something, some research. So only through that particular sound research only we can go for that. We have a scientific research, educational research. Both are there. So these two will have a new and old ideas. They get tested and guarding against the stagnation and the dogmatism. And this two, we should achieve the goal, becoming useful to the community. That's why our NAC also asking that what is your extracurricular activities and how would you, what we have done for the community like that. So it's another one area is through the research we can translating like a lab to land or bench to bed. So what type of research we do, that should be somehow it should be reached to that public domain should be essential. And this scientific publishing now it's become an essential aspect of progress. So if any, for example, NAC, NIR, ARIA, the next going to be a NBA. So everything will be they're looking for not only the teaching, they're also looking for the research, right? So now that new advances in human knowledge are communicated to the outside world through publication. That is the only way. So whatever research we do, if we are keeping in our system or in our laboratory, the reports can be bound in kept in the library. So that won't be useful. So that whatever we know that we should communicate to others, that sharing the knowledge will give us the increase in the knowledge for us also. So like that, so publication is the only reason, only message, only way to reach the public. So then it's essential knowledge that so accurate, valid, reproducible, and useful research is the it will be in the future. Okay. Yeah. So how do you choose the appropriate project? There is another question right now. Okay. So and why the project is important? So we have a definitive the stage of career where the student must demonstrate all the academic potential. So by guiding the student, no one, every one of the professors, so we don't have time to go and sit in the bench and we cannot work. So we have each and every year we have a set of students, bunch of students working for us to do some research to create some ideas. So, that is the reason, that is the importance for them also, for their career as well as our career also. So then when create an idea that represents a contribution to the subject and can serve as an inspiration to the other students, other professionals. So what we are planning about it, and by choosing appropriate means, one I can have on my personal experience. Uh, we don't need to choose the idea from anything very higher research field or what is the trend. We don't need to do that. We just identify what are the problems facing surrounded by us. There are some people, there are some area, there will be some problem will be there. So like that, we can choose the topics. For example, my previous institute, when I working in a Karunya Institute, there was a problem with the hostels. Like there is a small insect which fly from the nearby paddy field. So those paddy fields, each and every day, I think everywhere, wherever the paddy fields are there, these fly will be there. It is like from African fly, we can call it as. It's a very small, tiny one. We don't bite, but that has a acid in their tail. We don't know. So the students have given the name. It's a Karunya Puchi. So what happened that every year there is some seasonal time, every maximum people will get a scar or some inflammation on their face, hand, wherever they exposed to that particular fly, it will come. It will attract by the light. So in the evening time, the hostels, they are able to turn the light. These flies come into that hostel, and they are sleeping. It will just walk on the body. It won't bite. But unknowingly, if we crush that, we can just crushing it that insect. That insect has in that create an inflammation. So people say that Karunya Puchi, that's it. So we got bitten from Karunya Puchi. So one B.Tech student, she's just the third year. She's going to be for final year, and she wanted to do project. So now we know that each and every batch we have a allocation of students. So she came to me, sir, why don't we focus on this problem like that? So I said, okay, we can do that. So we started doing the studying about what type of insect it is and what is that actually like that. Then we just slowly we have gone through that literature. It is called Pedrus fusipus, and if any zoology faculty is there, you can know that. It's called a Pedrus fusipus. It's an African fly. It will lives in the paddy field, and it is a farmer-friendly insect. So we cannot kill them, and we cannot eradicate them also. That is travel from Africa to India, India to Singapore, Malaysia, and again come back to India, goes to Africa. This is their transporting time. Sometime it will come there, they will die here, and another batch will be go there to like that. So this is good for farmers. So this leaf grouper, if it is start eating the leaf, if unknowingly the leaf grouper bites this insect, the insect has its tail, the acid, its acid pH is 1. So this only slowly we can just go through the literature and what is the insect like that. So that is the reason we got inflammation on our skin. So the insect will not bite us. When we are crushing it, the acid will be released in our body, so it will create inflammation. And if it has happening in the one elbow, it will touch the other skin. It causes another inflammation on the other side also. So it becomes the kissing lesions, we can call it as. So slowly we can do. Then we started, okay, we don't need to. There is no medicine for that inflammation. So we started to develop a medicine for that. The medicine should be the herbal based, no chemical like that. So we created we taken a 7 plant, which is the plant which will be treated for inflammation, antibacterial and wound healing property. But these type of plants we have collected, and we discussed with the Ayurvedic doctor that see how these plant work, because there are some plant will work antagonistic. So we should not take that plant. So we can take in that plant, and we have combined to them, created a polyherbal medicine ointment. We created it. So this happened within a 6 months of time. So slowly, because I started at the third year itself, the whole fourth year we have done a literature survey and discussed with many people. So we got an idea. So we found out that, and we created a drug or medicine ointment for that. That we are submitted for a patent. So likewise, the small problems, whatever the people facing nearby say our students are facing in our residential area, there are some problems. So likewise, we can choose the problem, we can start working on it. This is how we can find out the problems. So this the problem should be having a scientific aim, because everything we should have we should prove it scientifically, and only the system will accept it, or the public will accept it. So that's why our traditional system of medicine is still struggling to come out in the market very well, right? So we have to this system and this project, choosing the project will give the students also will get a working practice in the lab, as well as to mingle with the group, and the opportunity to communicate them for their findings in the scientific audience like that, right? Okay. So now, what can student learn a real scientific research? So they will get a scientific knowledge, the aspect taken to include the both scientific information itself and the nature of scientific knowledge. Then the methods of scientific inquiry. So how these we can prepare the medicine methods, what are the procedure we can follow. So all these they can help. Then scientific culture, that's very important, the teamwork. So we can make the student to work on team, and they can make them to study a lot. That's how the small insect made us to study many literatures, many books. We gone through it. So now still I came out of the academia. Now I'm working in different institute, but still there my students or my PhD scholars are still there. So they prepare each and every year the ointment, and they will use it for the hostel students like that. And we have done all the research, and we are trying to get a license for all these things. That's how we are working on it. And before you starting the research, we have to do some brainstorming sessions. So what is what? Why this is happening? So all these what, why, where, when, everything we have to have in the brainstorming sessions. Then we can come to conclude the particular point. Okay, this is the reason this may be happen. And when you start your brainstorming session, it automatically will create the interest among the students as well as ourselves also. Oh, this time we can do this, and we can go with other one. And we have to find out is any news about that particular, what is the publications are there, like literature survey, how we can do. So likewise, we have to start the process of choosing the research topic. And now, if you are working on a history, so we have to start with 20th century, 18th century history, art history, 21st century history. So we have to look at that. And a religions research topic means the Christianity and the Catholic Church, monotheistic religions, polytheism, freedom of religion like that. Or we are trying to work on a psychological field, so body image, gender roles, eating disorders, criminal psychology, child abusers, mental illness, likewise. And if we're looking for environmental research, these environmental issues, climate change, and global warming, greenhouse effect, renewable energy, nuclear energy. So what I'm giving is it's a broad area. So once you enter into the particular area, then we can narrow down, and we can find out the particular point. And if a socio-political research means gender inequality, race inequality, and race relations, gun control, socio-economics, affirmative actions, welfare reform. These are some topics we can use for socio-political. Then educational research, we can have early childhood education, homeschool learning, in-person learning, or special educations like that. Coming to technology or research, the impact of information technology, future of machine learning, artificial intelligence, history of computer science, data science. Now we have the very blooming, artificial AI is very much blooming. Then coming to the health, alternative medicine, actually that's a basic medicine for us. Then pharmaceuticals and prescription drugs, health systems, public health, mental. So these are all the different field of a wide range of topics, we can start with it. Then slowly we can start. Why did you choose this topic? What interest we have about it? Do you have an opinion about the issues involved in it? Then who are the information providers of the topic? Who might publish information about it? Who is affected by the topic? And do you know organizations or institutions affiliated with the topic? And the next question is what? What are the major questions of this topic, or is there any debate about the topic? Are there a range of issues and viewpoints to consider? And where is your topic important? At the local level, national level, or international level? Are there any specific places affected by the topic, by the chosen topic? Or when? When was your topic important? Is it a current event or a historical issue? Or do you want to compare your topic by time period? So these are all the questions we have to raise before you choosing the topic. Then we should have a basic research concept. Research problem should be there. And based on the problem, we have to go for a literature review. And we have to go for a field work methods, or either we have to data collections or field work. Then the methodology. So these are all the basic research concept. We have to start with it. Then the essential things are institutional regulations. And the main thing is originality. How unique does your topic need to be? Or topic restrictions, which topic areas are allowed? And data requirements. So we cannot go all the topics. We have to some restricted area. We have to some restricted area. Some topics we have to get a prior permission from the government. For example, if you go for a human study or even data collection, even questionnaire you are collecting from the people, you have to get the permission from ethical committee. So that those type of regulations are there. Then what type of methodology we are following, quantitative or qualitative or both. And we can go for animal study, we have animal ethical committee, we have a human ethical committee are there. So both are there. And what are their restrictions and requirements? Then if you go for a review the past dissertation to identify, it will be giving a more refined thought, a niche area of interest. Then we have to come to the full title and have to executive summary, and we have to find out the introductions. Okay. So these are all the one area. Then I have some 15 tips how to choose the field of research. So one is identify something you are interested or passionate about it. That's a major one. Even if you are telling your students also, ask them to choose the topic whichever they want. Then discuss your interest with the people, the same wavelength people, mindset people can discuss with them. Or talk to the faculty, our colleagues. Use our class assignment to develop our interests. Then you have to narrow down the subject. Starting from broad, you have to come down. Then check whether there are enough materials available on this topic. Then pick a topic that can be done quickly. For example, if you are choosing some project, the sample will be available only in the Himalayas. Doing the down south, we cannot work with those type of materials, samples. So we have to find out whether our materials are available nearby. It can be easily available. So this type of thing. Then select the most interesting topic. Select the keywords. Then read the first section or abstract of the papers. Then look for the amount of the information available. What are the information available there? Then go through the current research papers. Then evaluate the job market for the students, whether this can be supportive for them. Then check its uniqueness. So when they are working on this, there should be some having uniques. Then the major thing is refer the relevant examples or relevant reprints. These are the major 15 steps that we can you think over before you choose the topic. And now, if I go for that carrying out a more comprehensive literature review, that will be expand your initial knowledge about the research topic. Second one is adjusting your main research question to correspond to the existing literature. So the third one is developing a more detailed and comprehensive methodology. So all these things before we have to start, because how we are start our cooking Before cooking, we have to get ready everything, all the materials. Likewise, then piloting your research methodology to see whether it works. So we just having a trial. Then collecting the research data by using the appropriate methodology. So, for example, if you data collection, you have to prepare a proper questionnaire. Or if you are going for a lab work, we have to prepare all the chemicals and everything, and we have to go through the methodology, procedures like that. Then determining the most appropriate methods of data analysis. Like we have many software now analyze the data. Then we have to come to the drawing conclusions and determining whether the data appropriately answer our research question. So this research question we have asked with us first from the stage 1. So when come to the conclusion whether this two match to this question and answer is matching or not, then write down our research. So this is what the first set of our how to choose a research topic on your interest. Okay. So now we can move to the second session. I mean, how to write a paper, the 8th point, writing down the results. Okay. Right. Hope audible and it's any. Is there any doubt in this particular session? Can anyone, if you have any doubts, anyone can ask, or we can move into the next session. Any queries or any questions? So that I can move to the next one. Now I can start sharing the other one. Please check whether you are seeing my screen. So, writing the scientific article step-by-step guide. Right? Okay. So, I don't want to explain about you can the importance of publishing a paper. Simple, publish or perish. That is the Taraka Mandram, which is common. So, before starting the article, we should list out. These are the checklist we have to do. Title page, abstract, introduction, methods and methods, results, discussion, summary or conclusion, then the references, tables, figures, legends to figures, acknowledgement if any. So these are all the checklist before you start. Just note it down. These are the things we need. So we have to work on it. Now, in the introduction, what are things we need to have it? Introduction should have a short review, shortcomings of the existing report, aim of the study, scope of the study. So all these we can start with the general. For example, if you are working on a cancer, you are planning for write an article in a cancer, you can just start with the what is what type of cancer you are working on it, what is the scenario of the particular cancer or any disease or any field, national level, international level, what is the status, what is the status of the particular problem. Then from that, what is the shortcomings. Then you are just going to go for because of this, we are aimed to do the research on this topic. Then you can conclude the introduction with the scope of the study. So this study may lead to further research. What type of research will go, or what is the solution you are giving it. So the introduction when you start writing your introduction, you should have the question in your mind: why did we start this particular research? Okay. Then coming to the materials and methods. While you are starting your materials and methods, you should have a question: what did we do? Okay. So full description of the materials. What are the materials you used? What are the chemicals? What are the instruments? What are the samples? So that's we have to mention it. Then the method, protein pylori method, Iskisubaro method, or anything. Then study design. What was your how you designed your, for example, animal studies? How many animal in how many groups? That you have to mention. Then statistical analysis. Then what is the statistical method you follow, ANOVA, or whatever it is. Then the ethical consideration you have to show. So these all should be there in the materials and methods, right? Then coming to the results. So while starting writing results, you should ask the question, what did we find? So obviously we have many results in our table. So we have to present the data. Either you can be in a tabular form or in the graphical methods. And the correlations. How significant this method and all everything. Then go for a discussion. So before starting your discussion, you have to ask the question, what does it all mean? Again, you have to start introduction to discussion. Again, you have to start with about the particular topic. For example, it's a cancer study. Again, we have to come here for the cancer's importance of the study. And then you have to go for a discussion about the results. I could see there are plenty of journals and articles are there. The journal name starts with International Journal of so and so, International Journal of so and so. So in this journal, I could not find the proper discussions. So if you go through the paper or a journal which has a good impact factor, there you can see the very good discussion. So this discussion will give the student, as well as when we are studying discussion, then only we can understand the basic concept and overall concept of the research, what we have done. Then the discussion part, we have to do the advantages of the study. So what are the previous studies, the results published, and what is the difference between previous and ours, and how we are different from the previous existing results. Then the limitations. So if someone is going to follow or someone going to continue your research, you should know, you should tell them that there is a limitation in the study. So if someone is referring your article, they will know that okay, there are some restrictions. Like that. Then recommendations of the authors. The author, what we are telling to them, like a conclusion or summary. So what is our what we identified and what is our recommendation? What the readers can go further. So in the title page, you have to list out many things. There should be a title, list of authors, institution name. If you have a different author from different institutes, you want to mention it. I will tell you how to mention it now. And the running title, you give some small title also. Keywords and the word count. How many words we have? If the journal only that, no need to give to everyone, but only the journal which needs it. Then the corresponding address. Who is the responsible for this article? The responsible person is those who have the highest contribution to the research, the particular research. Then coming to the title, it should be very informative and specific and very comprehensive and accurate. So the title should explain everything. I will show the example in the next slide. Then it should convey maximum information in a minimum word. That's very important. And the title should give any conclusion. Also, it's reassessed frequently. So you don't fix the title in the first itself. Complete the article, then prepare for a title. Now I show the examples. Here you can see one of the title here. Comparative evaluation of propofol, ketamine, and propofol fentanyl in minor surgery. So if you go through this, it won't say anything. We cannot identify what is this. So the title should be clear. How we can have these letters. I mean, these titles can be how we can give it an exact proper way. Comparative evaluation on the efficiency of propofol, ketamine, and propofol fentanyl combination as sole anesthetic agents in patients undergoing minor ambulatory gynecological operations. So now this title will give almost what was their research area. Easily we can know that. So this is the difference. How we can, so for the principle that title should not go beyond this two and a half line, and also it should not be in the one line. So this is how we have to design our title. Then coming to the author, the designation, degree, affiliation of author will be clearly indicated with the additional details like a telephone number, email address of the corresponding author. The included what in an author, the person must have contributed something worthwhile. So say he is my friend, okay, I can give his publication, and he will give publication which I don't even have a my area of research. So that should not be there. Really, a person contributed, and we got to give a authorship. It is a creative. The contribution means not to come and sit in the lab to work. It's any creative thinking, or a perform in diagnostic or therapeutic techniques, any methodology they have done, that are essential to the study, or helping in the collection of data, or helping to write a paper at least. So this should be considering to adding the author to your articles. There are some standard protocol, the Vancouver Protocol. It's an internationally recognized as a standard of determining the authorship publications. I will show you how we can do it. So the institution name, if you are giving it, it should be listed in title page only, no other places. Then, so that this will give me the institution name. If you give automatically the journal editor will hide the institution name only on the author name and send it to the reviewer. So we don't need to worry about that if anyone review this article very biased monitor. Then running title, keywords, word count, and correspondence address. Okay. Then you have to give the short running title and few keywords, maximum 6. It's normal. Then another thing is most of the journal limited 2,000 3,000 words for the original article. Then coming to the title page, it should contain full address of corresponding author and email address. And you can see this is an example of two authors from single institute. So you can find here there is no in this no one or no two like that. Only the star is there. I can see many, even though they are from same department or same institute, they will put 1, 2, 3, 4 near the name. That should not be there. So if it is the same department, no need to give a numbers. Only you have to mark the corresponding author. And I will show that another one. The two institutes. So in that case, you have to give A, B. Mean that not like this way. It depends on that authors how you are giving. So A is from one institute, B is from another institute. And here also you have to give the corresponding author the star. So this is a common style of writing that front page, title page. Now the abstract. So this should be written at least at the end of the writing only. Then only you can come to the conclusion. So writing the abstract, you have to keep in mind objectives, materials and methods, results, conclusions. Within 300 words, that is very important. It's very toughest job is writing the abstract. So we have to 3,000 words. We have to reduce it to 200 to 300 words. But everything should be there inside. So better you can ask 4 or 5 questions. What was done? Why did you do it? What did you find? Why are these findings useful and important? And what is the take-home message? So if you have these 5 questions, then automatically your abstract will be there. Okay. And it should contains most important ideas. The conclusion at the end of the abstract should be supported by the result of the study. Right? So this is how we have to write the abstract. And running title, you can have a keyword 3 to 10, you can give normally 6. Okay, and you can go to this website NLM.gov. You can get many articles. Go through some 10 abstract on particular area, then you yourself start writing your abstract. Then coming to the introduction point. This is both introduction and review of literature. The introduction outlines the subject, what you have done. So this introduction always gain the reader's attention. Okay, so how we are presenting the introduction, that will gain the attention of the reader. So giving a sufficient information to the outline, the problem or matter of the article. Then introduction must be short, easy to read and the point blank. So the fundamentally there are 4 points to keep in mind while writing introduction. One is a short review of the main subject study, shortcomings of the previous studies, aim of the study, scope of the study. So this should be there in the introduction. If you're going for a short review, normally nowadays there are not much short review. Short review is asked by journal itself. They will identify the person, a scientist, or they will ask them to give a short review. So and also if you are going for the literature review of literature, means then you have to go through everything. So in this, the author should convince the reader of the importance of the study. That could be achieved by addressing the problems, limitations, shortcomings of previous studies. So all should be there in the literature review. That's the aim of the study. It's a timely and important question, the scope of the study. Evaluating the introduction. Okay, so how you are starting with this? So all these keep in your mind while writing the introduction. Now coming to the materials and methods. So this point we have to give a full description of the materials, of the methods, the design of the study, and the statistical methods used by ethical considerations. So all these should be there. So here you can see the patients or materials or chemicals you used. Even you should mention the what to say, what type of instrument you have used, the instrument's manufacturer name, year of manufacture, brand, everything should be given in the methods. And writing a methods is usually to be described the surgical technique, radiologic technique, or what the drug used, route of administration, timing, so everything should be there. I told you manufacturing details should be there. And remember, the results of all the methods mentioned in this section must be provided in the result section. So whatever you are given, I am going to estimate glucose, I'm going to estimate the HbA1c. So they all should be there in the results. So you should compare the results and methods. What are the parameters you have chosen from the methodology? All the parameters should be reflected in the results. That's very important. Selection of subjects. That will be nothing but a study design. Inclusion exclusion criteria. Right? Then the methods, apparatus, and procedures to be identified in a sufficient details to allow other workers to reproduce the results. Then we should give a references to all the methods used in the study, including statistical methods. Then they should be give the psychometric quality, validity, reliability, objectivity, and the precision. Then how you capture the data? Data collection should be there, should be clearly described in the materials and methods. If you go for statistical data, a separate paragraph of the section of the method should be describe the statistical method. It's very important. Then ethical consideration. If you got an ethical clearance certificate, you have to mention that the number from the number given by the ethical committee. That means after you presenting in your institute ethical committee, that certificate number should be given here. And the evaluation of the method section. So to evaluate this section, the reviewer will ask the following questions. Is the study population described in adequate detail? Are the methods described well enough to reproduce the experiment? So when someone is reading your article, he should be reproduce that. If he should be follow that method and he should do that experiment and he should get a result. Then is the study designer clear? And also are the statistical methods included? Are ethical consideration provided? So all these 5 questions will be asked by the reviewer when they are studying the methodology. Okay, now what are the outlines to writing the methods? First one is ethical clearance. Second one is study period, a month, how many months or how many years, location, type of study. Then what are things you included, what are things you excluded? The inclusion and exclusion criteria, and the sample size, and randomizations. How data was collected. Case files are retrospective and pro forma in a perspective studies. Then what clinical tests, investigations were done. Then study execution protocols. Then duration and follow up. How many study visits included? How many? I mean that how many times you repeated the experiments. Then what parameters were recorded at each visit or each experiment? Then outcome measures, primary and secondary, then statistical methods. This is the outline of writing the methodology section. Now come to the result section, the presentation of data and analysis of results should be respective and systematic manner. The present can be text, table, graph, but the major thing I can see that you are giving the result in the table, the same result they will produce in the graph also. That should not be there. If you are giving in the table, that's all. The other parameter you can give it in the graphical. Okay. And the logical order. If you are doing the diabetic studies, you start with the blood glucose level and HbA1c and insulin. So likewise, you have to give the logical order. And do not write any result for a method not mentioned in the medicinal methods. So that I don't
Going through your reading the the Indian newspaper, Times of India, the style is different, the words are different, language is different manner. So likewise, you have to listen to three articles from the journal, go through that and identify how they are writing this, or what the style of writing. You have to adopt the writings.
Then the references, maximum number of references you can give, cite from the chosen journal itself. So if you are writing, submitting one, just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, sorry, I got a call. Am I audible now? Yeah, no, I got a call. That's why I just muted it.
Okay, sir.
Sorry. Okay. So, whatever journal you are choosing it, at least you have to give 2 or 3 references minimum by quoting that journal. For example, if you are writing a paper to the Journal of Veterinary Pharmacology, at least okay. Then and avoiding the splitting of similar data. That is another thing. So general instruction, you have to give a footnote for each and every tables, and be sure that the correct number of the table appears in the correct place in the text. And writing in the results, table 1 shows this so and so. You have to give it to them. There should be a table 1 should be there same. There should not be any difference in that. Then Nielsen figure same. The purpose of Nielsen figure is not the beauty of the paper, but to convey the clear information. Then, there should be no repetition and no contradiction to the information mentioned in the next text or table. With the references you can see. First one is Schumann is the author, year, title, and the journal. Digital objective identifier. After journal, there should be a volume, issue, and pages. This is a Harvard system of reference writing. Okay. So you have to go through the reference also, how they are writing, given the references, whether they are given the initial, the previous, before the name or after the name, likewise. And plagiarism is a very important thing. So we have a Grammarly and the Turnitin softwares. So thing is, when you are taking copying from someone else, you have to give them a credit. You have to give the reference in that. Or once you copy it and you don't give it as it is, you have to write your own wordings. But also you have to don't forget to give the credit to them, the reference mention their name in that. And we have to go through the general instruction, how the journal is there. You can download one paper from the journal. You have to compare, okay, how we are written the same like that or not. Yeah, acknowledgement. So those who are supported, those who are contributed, that should be the person should be acknowledged, right? And okay, we have submitted the paper. There are some reason to instant rejection. Okay, one is too basic. Just a moment. I get a call. Okay, so first thing like should be too basic to the journal or too parochial or outside the remit of the journal. I mean, the journal will be speaking about phytochemistry, but you are giving something else. You want it. Other reasons: lack of novelty. It's a descriptive work rather than the mechanistic work. Or article is not relevant to the journal. Article was badly written. Then poor language. The paper is not styled for the journal. It poses an uninteresting question that leads nowhere. It has a poor or inappropriate study design. So these are the reason the instant rejection of the article. Common reason means flaws in design material methods, lack of clear message, small effect or incremental, minor points that do not help. Study rationale is poorly explained. Study was confusing. The figure or table or legends are inadequate. Numbers do not match the discrepancy they explain. The poorly designed trial, conclusion are unjustified. There was a reviewer editor bias. The last one. So what we do if the rejection happened? Don't worry about it. You prepare, find out other journal, prepare the article, submit it other. Change the style or format, submit. Do not discourage. Use the reviewers comment. What are the comments they have, questions they have raised, what are the comments they have given. Rectify those problems, then submit to the other one. This is the then general considerations. That the various sections of the paper are clearly identified and appropriate. Example, abbreviation should be consistent and units, measurements should be the same in the text in tables. Writing style has to be clear. Should not be spelling mistakes. Special care needed in following British or American English. Text is generally written in a passive voice. Uniform tense has to be used. These are the very important things. Okay. Some then thing is the journal format should be there everywhere. So each and every journal has their own different formats. So you have to follow that. Then choosing a journal is very important. You have to choose very honest about the quality of your own work. I can publish my 10 impact factor. If our work is there, you can well and good we can submit to the 10 impact factor journal, right? High impact factor or 20 impact, whatever it is. So the particular journal is relevant to our work. That is very important. Some journalists we have from the idea, from the doing a research, we get okay, this journal I have to publish on paper. But we should work towards that journal. And only we can publish it. And then later we'll review, look at for a brevity, clarity, and validity. These things are very important. And should be free from errors, free from grammatic mistakes. And most important, the colleague would be able to advise you about whether your manuscript is logical and if the story makes sense. You can give it to your guide or you can give it to your colleague, ask him or her to go through it. Whether the person is understandable, then you can go ahead. Then we can find out some journals at PubMed Central, Locator Plus, online catalog. These are the where we can find out your literatures. These are BLAST, gene bank, multi-structural function, taxonomy database, reference sequences. So all these can be mentioned. There are something. There are some okay areas where you toxicology economic health. There is a toxicology economic health information program is there. Disaster Information Management Research Center, DMAMS. We have some data from there. NIH Disaster Research Response, Health Service Research, Public Health. Likewise, you can find out there are some domains where you can get an information. The Healthy People 2020 Structured Evidence Stories. There are some NLM intramural research programs, research tools, historical collections, exhibition program, copied information. So these portals for research, you can find many informations to write the articles. So one goal is to reach for the stars, even though they are a million miles away from you. At least you can reach the height of birds. So aim for a good journal with impact, a good impact factor. At least you can land up in some one or two difference of the impact factors. Okay. So I thank the organizer or the IQAC team of this New Prince College. It's New Prince Sri Bhavani Arts and Science College. And for thanks for the patient listening from the audience. Also thanks Shobha ma'am for providing an opportunity for delivering the topic. I think it is useful for you people. If you have any doubts, we can have 5 minutes. We can have a time.
Participants, if you have any doubts, get clarified with the sir.
Yeah, if you have any doubt, I can given my email ID as well as a phone number, so you can contact me anytime.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Participants, if you have any doubts,
Now you can call it now, or you can send mail or call me. I can give you a clear idea about it.
okay, sir.
Hope whether it is useful, ma'am.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. You explained very clearly about how to choose appropriate project from the beginning itself, how to collect the data and how to do analysis and the importance of keywords and footnote references and how to form the tabulations and that is everything we learned a lot within a short span of time. You
Yeah.
explained very clearly, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank
If
you
it
very
is in
much.
an offline mode, it will be more
Surely,
clear.
sure
We
it.
can. Thank you so much.
It will be helpful for us, sir. Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Now I would like to call Lakshmi Madam, Department of Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to deliver vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of New Prince Sri Bhavani Arts and Science College, the entire fraternity of the college, first of all, I extend my most sincere thanks to the management and IQAC team for arranging this wonderful program. On my behalf, I extend to Dr. R.K. Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, Kongunadu Arts and Science College, who spared time from his busy schedule. Within a short period of time, we learned a lot about the research projects and the way, and all our staff members and the participants who patiently observe all things in this program. Once again, I thank each and everyone for their support. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Now, there was a question. Me to suggest some Scopus journals. I think that
There is a website. You can go to the Google and type it Journal Finder. The Journal Finder will give you that some. You have to enter the topic and you have to give the abstract.
so that will give you the what are the journals will suits your topic, your research area. They will given you how many percentage of possibilities to get of the and how long it will take. Everything will be there. So you can just Google it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Shall I leave it?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Participants are asked to fill the feedback We shared the feedback link, so you are supposed to fill the feedback form. Feedback link is shared, so you are asked to submit the feedback form.